Okay, so this is a little video in the village of Melmerby, which is, well, as you can see from the sign, you've got Penrith 9 miles away, Alston 10 miles away, and it's towards Alston that we are heading, and we're heading up the A686, you can see from the sign. It's otherwise known as a Hartside Pass, and it's got to be one of the best roads in the UK. Very windy road as you expect, perfect for motorbikes, perfect for cars. You get lots of supercars going up it, motorbikes going up it, very few traffic generally, because it doesn't really go anywhere. Apart from Alston, apologies to people from Alston. There's a lovely cafe just in Melmerby, which you can call into and have yourself a coffee before heading up, or if you're coming the other way, before heading back down. And we're going up to the top of Hartside Pass, where there used to be, many years ago, there used to be a cafe up there, a lovely cafe up there. But unfortunately, it burnt down. And they are planning permissions to try to build a new one, but local councils, being what they are, for some unknown reason, they don't want the cafe, or it's proving very difficult for the cafe to go to the top. Anyway, we're going to call into another cafe on this side called the Nook. It's farm shop and cafe, lovely place, great place for bikes, as well as other visiting traffic. So we're just heading up now, as you can see, up to Hartside Pass. This is sort of the beginnings of it, really. A few nice open sweeping corners, and then the lovely sign here on the left hand side, which all bikers love. It's the "you're coming into lots of wiggly roads, lots of wiggly corners" sign. So here we go into the actual for proper. And I'll let you just enjoy the video, and I'll be quiet. I'll chirp in every now and again, but yeah, just enjoy Hartside Pass. See, it just flows corner to corner to corner as you're going up through it. Some of them tighten up on you ever so slightly, some of them more open, but they just flicks left, flicks right, flicks left. It's just a glorious one. Lose the front ever slightly here on this patch, you'll see it just, there we go, see that little ever so slightly, but it's fine. We're moving past it. We gripped before we really knew what was happening, and off we go again. Tightens up on this one ever so slightly, and then we're into more flowing corners up through here as we go underneath the woods. Can get a bit sketchy, a bit greasy and slimy in the wrong time of the year, but this is British summer, apparently. As you can see, a few damp patches on the road, but really nothing really to speak of at all. Really lovely, lovely tarmac. There's further up the road, there's a nice hairpin, which was horrendous for a long time, the big divots out of the road, but they've resurfaced it. So this is actually my first trip up since they've resurfaced that hairpin. So when we get to it, I'll show you it when we get to it again further up the road. But you can see very, very, very few cars on the road. This is, what would it be, about 3:30 in the afternoon. Granted, it's a Tuesday, but 3:30 in the afternoon. Very, very few cars on the road at all. Little Honda Jazz. We're about to show it the way once the van comes out of the way. There we go, and we're back on again here. Flows nicely. A few little straights where you can just open it up ever so slightly. And then we're into the twisties again as we climb and climb and climb. Obviously, we're going uphill here, and you'll see when we get to the top that the summit of Hartside Pass is 1,900 and something. Let's have a guess at 1,906 feet. Might be more, might be less, but it's around that, 1,900 feet above sea level. Still going up here, still going up, as you can see. Some of it's relatively steep, nothing horrendous, but beautiful. Switch left to right, left to right, left to right as we go up through here. Again, opens up a little bit here, we can see, but then tightens up onto a little left-hander, tuck it in nicely, accelerate out, and we're off into the slightly more flowing section. Right-hander coming up here, it's got to be probably, I don't know, 110 degrees maybe all the way around, maybe even 40 on a 180 perhaps. Nice little left, tuck her in, squirt her out, and again, second apex, 2 corners really in one there. And you're squirting out as we go up, a little raise at the front, squirting out as we go up the hill. See nicely around the car. Probably not the best place to overtake. Let's wait and see, there's a bit more time. Oh, it's ruined a nice corner for me there, but squeeze past him just there. There we go. And again, down the right hand. Now this is where it flows. You can see Hartside is kind of the top of where you can see, or at least the summit is the top of where we see in front of us here. So it really opens up the road. Little poles on the side, because obviously in winter it gets pretty snowy up there, but this isn't winter, this is the glorious British summertime, as you can see by the cloud. There we go. Cyclists try this road every so often. They must be crazy going up and down there. Far better on a motorbike or in a sports car, but they do it, and I guess if you're into that kind of thing, it's a great track for that. Just don't pile 5 or 6 abreast across the road, spread yourselves out, let people get past you, and then people won't get knocked. Anyway, here we come towards the hairpin coming up in front of us here. You'll see the road surface. No, it's not quite just yet. It's up in front of us, just coming up here. See the road surface change, where, as I said, they resurfaced the hairpin. There it is. Look at that for a beautiful, really pointed hairpin. Point just there. So it's not the most round of hairpins, but it's still nice enough. You get photographers up there a lot taking pictures of bikes and cars. And here we come up to the actual summit of Hartside now. Just over the car park here on the right hand side, we'll see the ice cream van come into view. There he is. And where the blue container is where the old cafe used to be. As I say, it burnt down. Pretty certainly would have taken the fire trucks quite a long time to get to them. So, unfortunately, that's what happened. But look at the view in front of us there. You can see the hills of the Lake District in the background, Penrith at the bottom of the valley, or just the far side of the valley. And it's just glorious. See some cars coming up on the road straight in front of us there, a little white one coming up. And in fact, that might be the Honda Jazz. There we go. So there we go. The summit, it's just, it was 1903. Feet above sea level. Now this next section is kind of drops down into Alston, and it's a lot more flowing. It's not quite as tight. You can see that you're open into moorland here. The road surface is pretty good in most places. A couple of sketchy bits at the top there, but then as you can see now, the road surface is just beautiful, and it opens right up, right out, and you can see a long way. There's a few nice corners. Well, there's lots of nice corners on it. There's a few tighter corners, a few fast sweeping corners. And you can see now we're dropping out down into Northumberland, down towards Alston, and then to the Nook Cafe, which I'll show you as we get there. There's some sheep here. Don't normally get them. They obviously escaped, so we'll just navigate our way past them, zip past them. They don't normally get them on the road. You can see it's all fenced either side. It's not common land, or if it is common land, it's at least fenced common land, so that's good. On a BMW S1000 XR, if you're wondering what bike we're on, which is perfect for these kind of roads. Nice meaty engine on it, decent amount of torque, and you've got the wide bars, easy to lever it around, not bad for the wrists, not bad for the back, in fact super comfy to be fair. Yeah, so that's it. And brand new tyres, which is the first outing of the bike with absolutely brand spanking tyres on. I've got Pirelli Angel GTs, the originals, not the GT2s, because they're just a bit cheaper, and it doesn't really make a great deal of difference. I'm not absolutely ragging the arse of it everywhere, but they're brand new, and it makes such a massive difference. Obviously with the new tyres, no flat spots on them at all, so it just rolls edge to edge really, really nicely. Just negotiate this amount. Oh, we just got past it. Oh, how did that happen? So here we go again. Nice flowing roads, left to right, left to right, left to right. Really starts to open up now. Lots of straights along here. You've got to be a little bit careful because if you hit too much speeds, the police are up here fairly regularly. Certainly this bit probably catches more out than others because it's so open. You see the markers on the road there. Because it's more open, there's more places for the police to sort of sit and wait, or sit with their guns and wait, whereas the coming up to Hartside Pass, there's very few places there. I'm not saying that they don't do it, but they certainly don't do it anywhere near as regularly as they do this side of the summit. Dropping down now, Alston's in the distance. We're not quite pointing at it, but we're not far away. In the distance, sort of between those hills and near where those trees are. So it's flowing left to right, really, really fast bit. We're doing okay. We're doing okay with speed, but you could clearly be getting to a lot more dangerous speeds should you wish. Don't see why you need to be fair. The speeds that I've gone up and down in is perfect. You're not taking any undue risks whatsoever. You're just sort of easing it round the corners and enjoying the corners for what they are. See, now we're dropping down to the trees again. In autumn, springtime, that can get a little bit squirrely under these trees here if you're not too careful, if it's not a perfectly dry day, which this neck of the woods we get very few of. But there we go, dropping down the hill. And we're going to hang a left before we actually get to Alston. You can see Alston sort of down there in the bottom, just kind of poking behind these trees in front of us, really. But before we get there, you can see there it is. Before we get there, we're going to hang a left and head back towards on the Brampton-Slaggyfoot Road. Not sure what it is. AA numbers, I'm not a big A's, B's, this and that and the other, who knows. It's a lovely bit of road anyway. Similar to what we've done, a bit tighter, a bit thinner. Again, doesn't get so many cars in it, but that is where the Nook Cafe is, farm shop and cafe. So we're going to hang a left just before the Alston sign, which is coming up in a second, into the 40 limit. So let's not speed in towns and villages. If you're going to speed, do it where you're not going to connect any pedestrians. So there we go. There's the Alston sign, turning left. Another biker off to enjoy the road. Quick nod to him. And away we go. By the way, nod to bikers. We are a community. Nod to them all. Nod to scooters. Nod to tourers. Nod to cruisers. Nod to them all. Don't be the stickler that, I don't nod to people. Just because I'm on a motorbike doesn't mean that I can't. I should have to nod to them. No, you don't have to, but it's just polite. We're a part of a biking community. We help each other out. We do more than just that. We're a dying breed as well, unfortunately, because there's not as many youngsters picking it up as they used to. They don't have the AR-50s, etc. that they do anymore. They're all scooter bikes nowadays. So we are a dying breed, and it's a lot more difficult to get your license, which is no bad thing, but still. So we are barreling along here, very up and down, bit bumpy here, a few hidden dips. So you've got to be careful when you overtake to make sure that there is nothing down in any of the hidden dips, and or squirt past quickly, so it negates that problem. And here we go, not the best bit of road surface, this bit of road, to be fair. It's obviously not on the council's hit list, on the high priority list, but there we go. You've also got to be a little bit careful around here for tractors, because obviously we're in a farming community, farms everywhere. In fact, there's one here on the left, look. So somewhere around these corners, you've got to be a bit careful that the tractors don't just appear out of nowhere towing a trailer, which is caked up in all sorts of stuff, and you don't want to be hitting the back of that. Lovely little section here. Drops down the hill, left and right, and then over the bridge at the bottom, and a nice sweep around to the right, and then a sweep around, big sweeping around to the left. We go basically all the way around this hill here, on the left here, going all the way around. There are some tractor detritus in the middle of the road, and there's the Nook Cafe, just that tin roof, the red tin roof, not a tin roof actually, it's a living roof. They've got a living roof there where they've got all sorts of things growing on it and in it. Which is obviously fantastic for everything. Here we go, turning into the car park, and you'll see a few bikers. I say this is Tuesday, about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Not many out, just those people that are retired and or skiving the day off work because it's the first sunny day we've had in God knows how long. So the Nook Cafe, lovely spot, great for a cup of tea, great for a sandwich. You can even get some home cooked food to take away with you. There we are. I hope you enjoyed it. That was Hartside Pass. And down the other side to the Nook. Give it a go. Well worth a visit, well worth driving a long way to go to do it, because it's got to be, as I said, one of the best roads in the UK, just because of its scenery, because it's got a bit of everything. It opens up, it's got gnarly twisties, generally very traffic free. It's good on the way up and good on the way down as well. Different on the way down, but just as good. All right, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it.